Good morning, how are we? Good. It's such a pleasure. My name is Maschke. I'm an executive coach. I work with senior leaders, business owners, and the leadership teams to help them achieve more professional impact and more personal fulfillment at the same time. So, I'm originally from China. As Chinese, we like to plan long term, 50 years out. And I planned my life 50 years out. 25 years ago when I was 22, senior in college. And China in 1995, and it's opening up to the Western world. It's starting to really grow fast. And a lot of companies coming to China and Southern Coast. And a lot of opportunities for people like me, business background, education, and speak good English. So I had my life planned. And it was basically an accidental opportunity. I was offered a scholarship to come to the US to pursue a master's degree in international relations at the University of Northern Iowa. And I only knew about the US through maybe several, not even 10 movies, limited exposure to the US back then. And so all I knew about the US was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And every city to me in the US has got to be like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. So Iowa is the same to me. It was quite a culture shock, but it was a wonderful place for me to be as my first stop, looking back. But because I wanted to do global business, when China was opening up, I wanted to do global business in southern China, and my mission didn't change. So after international relations, I wanted to pursue MBA, so I went to Michigan State University, did my MBA in supply chain management and in finance. 1999, I graduated, and it was a peak of the economy in the US. I was offered an opportunity to come to work for a big management consulting firm called A.T. Kearney, and I came to the Cleveland office, so that's 20 years of living in Cleveland. Wonderful, wonderful company, high intellectual horsepower. After 2 years, I didn't have any life. I loved the company, and I wanted to align myself with a global company, so I could do business between East and the West. So I went to Eaton Corporation, now it's $24 billion based in Ohio, amazing firm. I worked there for 12 years, really planned my career to round myself out in various functional skills so I could become a general manager, managing a global operation for a multinational firm. You see, as an immigrant, there is some kind of psychology. I had this burning desire to prove myself. And I need to prove that I can survive and thrive on a foreign land. And that burning desire drove everything. I had my blinders on, and all I knew was this one goal. And that goal and that ambition actually grew over time. I want to become a general manager for a global firm by age 40, and I don't care who I take care of. No, it's a little exaggerated. And so I worked my entire life, 20 years of that, and put everything else on as a secondary, right? So this goal of mine drove everything I did, every decision I made, and every priority I chose. And my daughter came as a baby, first 3 years of my life. I'm only a weekend mom, and even amazing opportunities. You can prove yourself. You can get basically any opportunity will take risks on you and put you in new environments, new functions, new businesses, new regions of the world as an expat, etc. But I was brought to my knees, really, to be honest with you, with my daughter being a baby and commuting. I was based in Cleveland, but I was commuting most of the time of those 12 years. And my headhunter called me to talk about a dream job. It was to manage a global product line, a global business P&L, and the operations is actually based in Cleveland. Unlike Eaton, this company had operations based in Cleveland, so I could be here without moving. So, and I was just turning 40, right? The stars aligned. That was my goal, to be a GM by 40. So I jumped on the opportunity, still in a wonderful relationship with Eaton. I think I grossly underestimated the importance of culture fit. The company is wonderful, very high value add to customers, highly profitable, and I just simply was not a good fit with my boss. I really resented my boss, but I'm grateful to him now. I felt I was a bird in a cage. It was really the peak of my career, ready to make an impact, and I felt I couldn't do anything. Of the 3 years, 2 of the 3 years, I was really going through a tough time. No one else can see that, but I think I was in a depressionary mode. I didn't want to go see a doctor. Chinese don't want to take pharmaceutical medicines. And so I started dancing to shake that off. But those 2 years or the 3 years at this position, while I was making a lot of impact, doing strategy, growing revenue, cutting costs, really coaching other teams, at the same time, I was asking myself the question, who I am, what I'm here to do. That soul searching. I did a lot of reading, writing, reflection, and studying a lot of things at night. And there are many moments of insights, I would say here. Keep in mind, I never really paused, right? For 20 years, I had a goal, and I went for it. I never paused. I never asked who I am and what I'm here to do. I just know I need to get there to prove myself as an immigrant. So one thing that was really helpful to me, someone said, if you want to ask a kid what they want to be when they grow up, don't ask that question. Ask one of two questions instead. One is, what kind of problems in the world do you want to help solve? That's, to me, a head question. Or you can ask them, what kind of pain in the world do you want to help alleviate? Which is a hard question. So I asked myself the hard question. And the answer came pretty clearly. The pain in the world I want to help alleviate is the pain I'm having right now. As a very highly successful business executive, I want to make a bigger impact. I want to have more personal fulfillment. I wish I had a coach. I wish my boss had a coach. I wish our executive team had a coach. So I became one. So this is not in my plan. Being in the US is not in my plan. Becoming an executive coach is not in my plan. So here goes the 50-year plan for my Chinese life. So now I'm here talking about our stories of impact. So I think my impact now is not only just me with my two hands to manage one business P&L. Actually, I'm helping many business leaders, business owners, and their teams to make a much bigger impact than what I would have made. One of the questions that we're asked to speak about is any biases we may have encountered and how we overcame them. Of course, there are many incidents that we can probably all recall, no matter what color, even in the majority of folks probably experience many moments of prejudice and bias as well. But for me, I think what's interesting is that I never really saw it that way. I love being a woman. I think it's an advantage being a woman. I think it's an advantage being a foreigner. It's an advantage being a minority. And I think because of that, I have something to say, and people like to hear it. And so I'm really proud of that. And maybe what I'm speaking about is the internal attitude, the positive thoughts. Of course, there's fabulous benefits in us having education, bringing people together, but how I chose to look at things is always from a vantage point of strength. So I guess I really don't seem to overgeneralize what I've experienced, the many moments I can speak about, but I think it's a beautiful advantage that I'm different. So I was telling my husband, the change I've experienced really is a shift. It's a shift from what I call myself a goal-driven machine to now I'm a purpose-driven human. And that has changed everything. There's a book by Dr. Mary Adams called Change Your Question, Change Your Life. And she said that always a subconscious question we wake up to without us knowing it. We're asking that question. For me, for 20 years, the question was, how the hell do I get to that damn job title faster? I never knew I asked that, but I asked that every day, subconsciously. Everything was around that. Now I wake up every day, not only subconsciously, it's conscious now. My question to myself is, how can I make my highest contribution to the world in the times I have? And how can I help my clients make the highest contributions to the world in the times that they have? So, the call for action that I'm asked to include call for action, my call for action is that pause and ask what it is, our subconscious question, and how can we, and how are we making our highest contribution to the world? And how are you helping your clients make their highest contributions to the world? And on the table there I have created a little postcard with 8 questions, reflection questions, to help you get started. I also am doing a drawing, so you want to put a business card in that little bucket, giving away a complimentary coaching session as well. So pleasure to be here. I'll take questions if you have time.
Thank you so much.